Alright, welcome back to our fifth and final match here in this Friendly Modern League with our White Sun Miracles build. We're going to mulligan this hand. Doesn't really do a whole lot. This hand's also pretty bad. I think we're going to mull him one more time. Okay. Alright. Fortunately, I'll put that on the bottom just because we don't have a way to use it. I think we're going to cycle this Hieroglyphic Illumination immediately. Because we can't afford to just sit on this. Let's see what our opponent is up to here. Could be anything. Nope. Cycle Street Wraith. Lotus Bloom. Interesting. Oh my. Sacrifice a Renegade map. Basic land card. Reveal it. So why do they play this over... Not sure why they would play this over something else. Man, all the fields. Opponent does not have a land, though. Not yet, I guess, until they sacrifice their map. Okay. Lotus Bloom. My goodness. Is this what kids are doing with... Yeah, I don't even know what's going on here. Okay, so they got a mountain for another Renegade map. Alright. Fortunately, these Field of Ruin are looking pretty dead. And we need to hopefully get this Cryptic Command online by the time this comes off to suspend. Or we might be in trouble. So we'll definitely be bringing in Stony Silence. Street Wraith, though, that's so weird. Sometimes these Fields of Ruin can be surprisingly awkward. So we would really like to have a Mana Leak or a Negate or even a Logic Knot would be a good draw. Something to prevent us from just dying to whatever it is our opponent's doing. That is a nice mountain. Opponent's got some good taste. Basic land card. Alright, so what are they doing with all this stuff? I apologize if this is some sort of like obvious deck that's going around right now, but I really am not sure what to make of this. But unfortunately, our opponent is going to have their Lotus Bloom, so we are at their mercy. They have 6 cards in hand as well. Meanwhile, our hand is completely unplayable. More amulets. Another Lotus Bloom, okay. If this is a combo deck, it is certainly an excruciatingly slow one. Alright, looks like they're making a move. Yep, you can have a Serum Powder. So trading your 3 mana for 1 mana. Interesting. Another Simian Spirit Guide, okay. Empty the Warrens, alright. Alright, so come on, White Source. This is very interesting. Alright, that's our opponent's whole hand, alright. Untapped White Source. 1 time. Or that. Oh, we can't even use it. Oh my gosh. Well, this is brutal. Can this deck even beat a Stony Silence? And what other crazy storm cards do they play, I wonder? Alright. Cannot do anything. Alright, excellent. Opponent has 0 cards in hand. So let's go ahead, and I'm going to get a Hallowed Fountain and shock it in. Play this guy. Take our opponent's goblins off the table. Okay. So now we've taken away some of their toys. Oops, wrong one. So one counter. Now, I'm sure they probably play some Blood Moon Cheese out of the sideboard here, so we're going to try and be really aware of that. So I've got 1 card in hand. If I play this Teferi, what's the worst possible thing that happens to me? I guess we'll find out. Now, do I want to tuck that Vessel? They're already going to have a whole bunch of mana on their next turn. So let's draw a card. Telling time, okay. Alright, so as far as I can tell, you probably can't do too much crazy stuff here. Alright, so let's opt. Plains. Alright, you know what? I'm in for a land here. I think we could do with some land. So let's draw a card. Glacial Fortress. Alright, I like that one. So it looks like we're stabilizing here, I guess. I feel fairly safe with a Cryptic Command anyway. I am expecting to get Banefired any second here, though. I don't know if they play Bolts. I don't know if they have... I guess they probably don't have Sweepers plus Empty the Warrens in the same deck, but who knows. The Street Wraith is very interesting to me. This whole thing that's happening is very interesting. Ah, I see. Let's find some counter magic. So let's put that one. Okay, opponent has conceded. So this is a weird Belchery kind of deck, huh? So let's bring in a Celestial Purge just in case. Some Stony Silence is pretty good. Now, Charbelcher. Does Goblin Charbelcher deal you the damage, or does the mountains? I'm not entirely sure. Timely doesn't seem so great. Vendilion Clique seems alright. Negate seems okay. So I like these Terminus. Let's cut an Oust. I'm gonna cut the search for Azcanta. Not too crazy on that one. I'm gonna cut 2 Telling Time. I do find myself kind of cutting that quite a bit. I think we'll go down Terminus. No, I think we'll keep the Terminus just because of those darn goblins. So let's see, Spell Snare. Did I see a lot of 2-drops? I don't think so. Let's cut the Spell Snare. We can always bring that back in if we think we might need it. And I'm going to cut a Hieroglyphic for that. If they're trying to Charbelcher us, maybe these Terminus are just not good. But seeing those goblins got me real worried. Alright, let's do that. I think they're going to have a hard time dealing with a resolved Baneslayer Angel. So this hand doesn't do a whole lot, but it has lands and spells. And they seem to be pretty slow, so I'm going to keep this. So let's do Purge, okay. So, notably, this hand does not play around Blood Moon, but we might be alright. I guess we'll play Field of Ruin next turn, and so just in case the opponent has a Blood Moon, we can get rid of it. Then we can drop a Runed Halo on Charbelcher, if they resolve one of those. Vessel of Volatility. Do we want to Celestial Purge that? I think I'm going to. I'm going to work under the assumption that our opponent does not have. Also going to pay 2 life here to get down. Runed Halo, name Goblin Charbelcher. And if this card doesn't work the way that I think it does against Belcher, then I guess we learn a lesson. I'm going to work under the assumption that our opponent is not going to have Blood Moon in their deck, because it doesn't seem like they're on a very mainstream build of any deck I've ever seen for Modern. Even the typical decks in Modern that play Charbelcher, I think, are a little different than this. So, if they play land, go Blood Moon, or crack their Lotus and play Blood Moon or whatever, then I guess they got us, but... Did we leave 4 paths in, or did we cut some paths? I think we left these in. Probably should have trimmed some of these, and kept the Terminus in instead. So I'm going to go out on a limb and assume that our opponent's deck is probably fairly inconsistent, but is probably pretty powerful when it does what they want it to do. So I guess as long as we can keep them off balance just long enough to get some of our threats down, I think we should be all right. Well, I guess I'm the total donkey in this. Yep. So that answers that question. Guess now we just get to die to goblin tokens. Punished almost instantly for my lack of faith in our opponent's deck, and we're not even drawing lands now, so that's good. Okay. Let's see. I think we play 9 basics. We'll need an island and a plains to get us out of this jam, so we can snap this Purge onto this Blood Moon. Yep. We do not have long to find the cards that we need. So, there was a time in my life where I thought that this card was really cool to have in the Modern format, but I'm pretty sick of Blood Moon at this point, to be honest. Because this is all it does, realistically, you know, is it creates these games where, yeah, I don't know. So let's see, if we path a token now, will that change the clock? So they have 4, so right now we're dead in, so 4, 4, and 4, and 4, so we're dead in a few turns here, so I guess it could. Give us an extra turn. Dead in 4 turns. I guess it doesn't change the clock. Another empty. Well, at least we have Terminus as an out. So there is that. Ooh. Let's see. So we can play a Snapcaster Mage, snap a Purge. That unfortunately doesn't really get us a whole lot of anywhere. Opponent has 9 creatures in play. So let's see. If I block with a Snapcaster, got 9 goblins in play. Go to 2 as opposed to 3. Or you go to 3 as opposed to 2. I don't think it really matters. Take those Terminus out of my deck, didn't I? Yeah. Okay. So let's see. We'll snap our Celestial Purge. Purge the Blood Moon. Opt. And on the bottom, Stony Silence. So we still need a Sweeper, Flooded Strand. Okay. So we're going to need this Cryptic in order to try to buy us our turn here. So let's play the Stony Silence just to cut our opponent off of whatever. Get in for 2. And then I think what we're going to do is Cryptic Command, return Snapcaster to our hand instead of drawing a card. Because we did bring in Supreme Verdict, I believe. Pyretic Ritual. Okay. Another Blood Moon. Alright, so I guess we gotta counter tap their team. Alright, dude. Okay. Wowzers. Guttural Response. I cut all the paths. And I think I'm going to bring in... Let me bring the Telling Times back in. Just help us dig through our deck. Does Timely Reinforcements do anything? Not really. Alright. Yes, I like to play first. Alright, 2 basics. Stony Silence. And a Flying Threat. I think that's a good one. Okay. Yep, that Lotus Bloom is never coming off of Suspend, buddy. I'd like to be able to get a white source before we get Blood Mooned here. Yep. Okay. We played a land, right? Ooh, close one. Alright, so I guess Vendilion Clique it is then. I think we're probably going to click them on their upkeep. Or no, hold on. On their draw step. Goodness. Yeah, it's fine. Okay. Guess they just wanted to draw a card. Yep, we'll take that. Not sure why they would even do that. Alright, let's see if we can find some lands. Put a card into our hand. How about this one? And a card on top of my library. I guess we'll take this Cryptic. It's not great. Fortunately, though, if our opponent finds a way to remove this Vendilion Clique, we can have a backup. Alright, get to suspend another Lotus Bloom. Just gonna keep getting in here. Second Plains. So our basics are coming together alright. Just really use... Ooh, that's pretty good. And usually not to play this. I guess we name Charbelcher just in case something really dumb happens. Again, I acknowledge that I might be making an error if it's not the Charbelcher itself that actually deals the damage. boy, here they go. Going for it. Okay, so, whew, man. So that was that. Yeah, I don't know what this last match was about, but this just goes to show you that any deck can win games on the back of a Blood Moon. And yeah, so, I don't know. I don't think this is a deck that you will ever see anywhere, again, unless it's something that something that's up and coming that I don't know about, but I would be really surprised if it was. I don't see a reason to play this deck over just Blue-Red Storm. So I guess we will finish our league here. 3-2, so we just about broke even, and I think our opponent took a long time to play in match 1 against our Blue-Red Storm opponent, so he certainly helped us get to where we needed to go in terms of a half-decent record. Was hoping for a little bit of a more interesting final game, but I guess that's just what you get sometimes when you play on Modo. So thanks for coming along with me here through yet another Modern League, and hopefully I will be back again at it soon, and we can look at another deck. Unfortunately, we did not get a single chance to cast our White Sun Zenith, although I was thinking about it, and I think that I don't think the card works as well in this deck as it does in the Esper deck, just because of the fact that, again, you're not really as cantrip heavy as the Esper deck was, and so you don't really churn through your deck quite like Esper does. And so even though you're shuffling it back in, I mean, it could be anywhere, and then you're drawing into more like cards that are not your White Sun Zenith. So yep, maybe if we get into a more cantrip heavy build, maybe we could try it out in a deck that's more like that. But there you go. So this league also was very different than the ones we played against. This guy here, again, he was playing that super sweet Grixis Cruel Control list, and I never thought I would see someone try to cast Niv-Mizzet in Modern, but he did, and it was good. I think I actually misplayed into it the turn that he landed the first one there. I think I should have let it go, and then well, I mean, I drew the Supreme Verdict the next turn, so maybe that was a little bit of a hindsight issue, but either way, I was not happy. The two losses I had, again, were both against control decks, and I really need to find my center again in that matchup. I'm really disappointed that I just feel like I flounder way too much against the control mirror. So, but yep, that'll do it. That'll do it for now. So, yep, thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you next time.